Are you kidding me? My PC! Heyo! Budgeting is pretty hard. How am I supposed to pay for video games when I already bought 19 pounds of lasagna this week? In dire times like these, free games really come in handy. Ever since live service games exploded in popularity, there's always been something to play, even if you don't want to spend any money. But what if you want something unique? What if you want something other than the traditional live service game? That's why I decided to look through the free section of Steam and find some of the wildest games there are. And no, I don't mean porn games. Seriously, dude, there are way too many of those. We'll start out with this beauty. Click to 10. It is exactly what you think it is. You click 10 times and then the game closes. Simple as that. The speedrunning community for this game must be insane. I actually tried for a little while to find secrets and I couldn't find anything, but I swear, dude, there's definitely some sort of insane secret that I have not found yet. This game has to be some sort of social experiment. I don't know. If you couldn't get enough of that click to 10 action, there's also click to 11. But don't spoil it for me. I haven't played it yet. And speaking of clicking the mouse, there are actually a lot of games like that in the free section. I passed so many clicker games when I was going through the free section. It's insane. I'm not going to bore you with all of them, so here's Hamster. Ever wanted to click on a hamster? Well, you're in luck, pal, because that is literally all there is to this game. You can buy different costumes for the hamster with real money, so that's something. But who would spend their hard-earned money on that? For the first actually entertaining game, we've got Ducks Can Drive. This game looks like something straight out of Roblox, and I love it. It's pretty basic. You're a duck in a car and you race around a track, but it's actually loads of fun. You can play online in ranked matchmaking, but, yeah, I give up. I could play a private match, but I have no friends, so that won't work out. I ended up playing through time trials, and step aside Mario Kart because we've got a new kart racer in the house. There are 6 stages: Duck Circuit, Lake Loop, Whack Crossing, Wing Circuit, Black Bill Ship, and Bill Beach. I'm gonna be so real with you, the first 3 stages are essentially the same thing. Wing Circuit is pretty cool, it's a breath of fresh air. Black Bill Ship was a lot of fun since it was on a pirate ship, which is not only unique, but also you can actually fall off of the track, which added some difficulty. Bill Beach was easily my favorite though, since there were so many twists and turns. I'm not gonna lie, I actually got a little hooked on Ducks Can Drive. I kept trying to get better and better times in the time trials. I don't know if I was just bored or if the game is actually that good, but hey, I spent way more time on it than I expected. If you get good enough times in the time trials, you can unlock different cosmetics for your duck. The problem though, is that I'm horrendous at this game, so I tried for about half an hour to unlock a skin, only to find no luck and end up rage quitting. That's a perfect segue into our next game. Are you angry? Do you need to release your frustration? Well, look no further than the greatest sandbox game of all time, a game whose name I cannot say without being demonetized. You can release your rage by taking it out on history's second favorite dictator. Yeah. Ever get those moments when you're playing Minecraft and you suddenly get the urge to blow up an entire mountain? That's how it felt playing this game, and I loved it. I decked out Stalin by taking off almost all of his clothes and throwing him into a hole that I then proceeded to absolutely load up with grenades. The result is the greatest fireworks show I have ever seen. Better yet, not only are the explosions coming from the game, but they're also coming from my PC because of how hard it was going on the GPU. Honestly, this game might end up being next year's July 4th plans. This masterpiece is full of features to make fun of our boy Stalin. You can pee on him, and that feature alone makes F Stalin a Game of the Year contender. You can build structures to put him in, attach him to a rocket, beat him to a pulp with a saw, shoot him with an AR, everything you'd ever want. There's something mesmerizing about watching hundreds of copies of his body fly out of a hole at Mach speed. Or maybe I have issues, I don't know, either or. The reviews for games like these are always comedy gold. Steam reviews are already crazy for normal games, but for goofy games like this one, they're dialed up to 11, man. You've got bangers like Stalin was thick and juicy. I did what the title of the game said to do. I feel honored. And my personal favorite, yes. If you want some more dictator slamming action, you're in luck. Not only is there F Stalin, but there are even more games just like it, but you get to abuse other dictators. I'm just saying, if this kind of stuff was implemented into the history classes I took in high school, I'd have done much better. Don't worry though, I get that violently torturing dictators may not be up everybody's alley. So check this out. Poo Island. It's a platformer with the beloved, cute little frog. They randomly spawn in at the beginning of the map for some reason, and to be honest, I don't know why they're even there, but hey, nice touch. There's happy background music to really put me in a good mood, and I'm starting to think that the music choice was very intentional. I played the game for a little bit, and let me tell you, I have never struggled so hard in a platformer. I'm notoriously bad at platformers, but even still, this was kicking me in the balls. I was really struggling to even make it to the first first checkpoint. Not even Super Monkey Ball hurt me as much as this game did. I haven't played a Dark Souls game, but I swear, dude, there is no way that those games are harder than this. And if you thought it was bad enough, oh no, it gets harder. There's a hell mode that cranks the difficulty up to 11. The cute background music, the one thing keeping my sanity, is gone. There's a giant creepy peepo staring at me. I can't see anything because it's nighttime. There are no checkpoints anymore. And worst of all, there are meteors that keep blowing me to smithereens. I tried to make at least some progress, believe me, I really did, but I just couldn't. I threw in the towel pretty quickly. Next up, I played a game that took me on a trip. A game so life-changing that I fear I'll never be the same. A game that enlightened me and told me the secrets of the universe. Of course, I'm talking about Juice Galaxy. You cannot convince me that that clip did not just melt your brain. Look, I've never done drugs before, but if I did, I'm imagining that this is what it would look like. The game is saturated as all hell, which I think is just mwah, chef's kiss. You start off with a character creation screen, and you know what that means. I created an abomination. You start off in a classroom and answer the world's highest stakes quiz. Step aside, Baldy, there's a new abusive teacher in town. If you get it wrong, you don't just get jump scared. No. You get freaking vaporized. Everything about this game can be explained from this one room. I'm spamming the crap out of the spacebar and my body is flying. There's a weird looking snake talking to me that has a pretty unsettling voice. And overall, I have no idea what's going on. Once I finished my quiz and got released from my prison, I went out to recess and I talked to this guy. Now, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. The screen recording tool I was using completely blocked the dialogue. So for the most part, I have no idea what any of the characters said in this game. You can see it in the recording, but when I was playing the game, I couldn't see any of the dialogue. But if I'm being so real, I think that made my experience with Juice Galaxy infinitely better. I randomly jumped around, bumped into boxes, and then fed this scrumptious looking mouth some juice. I then proceeded to fall through the world and go on the wildest acid trip known to man. After that, dude, I honestly couldn't tell you what in the hell was going on. There was a pterodactyl that ate me. I drank from a juice fountain. I roamed around a cave and then stumbled upon a boss battle. I'm sure that this game would make much more sense if I read the dialogue, but I think that not knowing what was happening added a lot to the acid trip experience. Once again, the reviews for this game are the cream of the crop. My mom walked in on me playing this, so I immediately switched to porn because it was a lot easier to explain. This literally feels like God's attempt at a perfect world. This game is not fit for the human mind. I don't know about you, but if I saw reviews like that, I'd spend my child's college funds on this game. Next up, we've got Paint Warfare. Just from the store page, the game definitely didn't seem as weird as it did wild, and it definitely turned out to be the case. It's a fast-paced movement shooter, and honestly, I had a lot of fun with it. Who doesn't want to watch a bunch of beans shoot each other? Now, Paint Warfare may not have made me feel like I'm on an acid trip like Juice Galaxy did, but I still got a bit of a headache, I'm not gonna lie. The crazy fast movement messed with my brain a bit, but I actually loved it. It was an adrenaline-filled experience, and I had a blast. The fast-paced movement made it a bit harder to actually land my shots, but to be honest, my aim already sucked, so I can't really blame it on the game. If anything, it made landing my shots all the more satisfying since it was harder to do. The fast-paced movement reminded me of Carlson, and it's the kind of gameplay I wish I experienced more. I definitely have to look into more movement shooters like this, because I'm hooked. I got absolutely demolished once I got through the tutorial and played against real people online, but it was a satisfying and addictive experience, so I'll probably come back and play this game some more. Just like Ducks Can Drive, I downloaded the game expecting something terrible and funny, but what I got was actually an enjoyable experience that I will definitely be recommending to my friends. Here's the thing though, Paint Warfare actually tried to be good. The developers likely sat down, planned out the different gameplay mechanics, the graphics, the audio, all of it, so that it would be as fun and thoroughly developed as possible. 420 Blaze It 2 is the exact same, except now it makes my ears bleed. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't realize that this was a demo at first. A couple days ago, I was looking at Instagram right after I woke up. I saw an ad for the game, and I laughed hysterically for about 5 straight minutes before adding it to my Steam library. I don't even care that this is a demo though. This is all I need in life. Let's boot it up and give it a try. I'm in heaven. I'm gonna be so real with you. I've joked about a lot of these games being Game of the Year or the greatest game I've ever played. But this, 420 Blaze It 2? It's actually one of the best games I've ever played, and I'm not joking.
360 no scope 420 blaze it for the good of mankind.
You cannot tell me that doesn't tickle your fancy. I was laughing hysterically the entire time. The gunplay was great, like a fast-paced Call of Duty. The movement was smooth, too, and I felt invincible when I was taking down members of the Illuminati. The game constantly flashed memes at me and played loud sound effects, so I felt like I was inside an MLG montage. Maybe I just enjoyed this game a lot because of the nostalgia for MLG. I mean, I don't know, but I thought it was really funny and charming. I was surprised that the game actually has a bit of a story. It starts out with a cutscene so beautiful that I actually shed a tear. And the boss battle at the end of the demo, that's right, a boss battle is in this game, actually developed the plot. I went into this game thinking that it would be horrendous and just another piece of nostalgia bait, but no! I actually had so much fun playing the game. It only took about 10 minutes to finish the demo, but those were some of the most fun minutes of my entire life! I wish I was joking, but I'm not! Needless to say, I am definitely gonna spend my money on the full release. And quite frankly, I'm a little scared that, of all games, 420 Blaze It 2 has by far the most normal reviews I've ever seen for a Steam game. This one about sums it up. Next time you want to criticize Gen Alpha about the brain rot they watch, remember that 10 years ago, we watched stuff like this. Wise words, Crusade Toaster 4. Wise words. All in all, I think there's something we can take away from this.
Drugs are bad. You shouldn't do drugs. If you do them, you're bad.
Whether you want to trip on acid and drink juice, torture Joseph Stalin, or fight the Illuminati, just know that Steam has all of those options, and for free. Gaming on a budget has never been better, and quite frankly, with a selection like this, I don't know how it could possibly improve.